Hello and welcome to lesson 3 of week 10. In this lesson, we are going to look at media queries. My name is Mildred. In the last lesson, we looked at the layout elements in HTML and how we can position these layouts using CSS. We looked at building a web page using the float layout, and then we also looked at building a web page using the grid view layout. Today we are going to focus on mobile first design, and we are going to use media query to achieve designing our web page to be responsive first for mobile device before we write our styles for desktops and laptops. Mobile first design is the best way to go because it makes our page load faster in mobile devices and in CSS 3. So I'll do this on my style sheet. When you want to write your styles to be responsive, or you want to adopt the mobile first design, we use the media query rule like this. We have specified the column width in the grid view to say that all of these column width should apply to the page. We want to change this rule to say we are going to write the style, let's say class, then we use our asterisk is equal to. We want to apply a style to all of the elements that has a class attribute with a value that starts with col, and we want to make sure that the width of every column is 100%. Doing this is going to stack the layout or the element on the page on itself. And then we want to use the media rule written like this: media only screen, and then we specify the mean width, and the mean width we're going to use here is, let's say, 600 pixels. We want to say that the column width should apply for any device that is over 600 pixels wide. So any device lower than 600 pixels is going to be like a phone or a mobile device, and we'll end the style here. So I'll repeat that again. The media rule is written at media only screen, and then we specify the minimum width is 600 pixels. So when it checks the screen width of the device that is used to access this page, and the width of that device is greater than 600 pixels, it is going to make the width of each column like this. Else, the width of each column is going to be 100%, stacking the layout on itself. When I save this, before I refresh, I want to resize the page for us to see how it was previously without the media query. Then I will refresh. Without the media query, when I resize, it shrinks to contain the content, and this way the content might, if we have large context, it might go outside of the container or outside of its column. But with the media query, when I refresh, it stacks on itself, making each content have a width of 100% like this. And this is how we use media query to display our content properly based on the size of the screen. Now we use 600 pixels because we are thinking about small device. There are different breakpoints that we can use. The standard breakpoints that we have, or that are most frequently used, are having mean width of 600 pixels. When you use mean width, you are making your web page mobile first design, because you are specifying all your styles here for mobile devices, and you are putting the condition for larger screens here. So you can also have a breakpoint so that you can have two styles. There are several widths we can use. We can use 768 to indicate larger screens, and if you want to specify this style for 768, you can actually have another media rule here, and you specify 600 here. So you have different rules for the different screen size, and you want this to have maybe the same group of styles, and I'll tell you why we are doing this now. So I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. I'm going to change the name of these classes so that they'll be different. So let's say col S1, col S2, col S3, col S4. Now we have the same width, we just have different class names, and I'll tell you when this applies. In the event you have, I will illustrate here, a div container like this. So div class is equal to row, and then I'll close div. In this row, we want to have 12 columns, right? So I'll say div class is equal to close div. I want to create a content on the page that is going to be responsible for both small phones and for tablets. I'm going to put the class of call, let's say call 4, since there are 3. 4 times 3 will give 12. Call 4. Call 4. I want to say if this is a tablet or if this is a desktop, use call 4. Now, my style here that I have used is to put the min width of 600, which is for phone, and I put the min width of 768, which is for desktops. I am saying here, if this is a desktop, let each of these take 4 columns, making 12. But if it is like a tablet, let the first one can take 4 columns. So I'll put it inside the same call S4. Let the second one take the remaining 8, and let the last one start on a new line and take all of 12 columns. So these two are going to be on one row, and the last one is going to be below, start a new line. So that way, this is going to display properly for a large screen and for a screen that is like a landscape tablet. And so this is how we use media query to specify style. Now, the style that we have is not just for the column width. We can also do something like we want the background color to be yellow when we have this rule. So if this is not maybe like a tablet size, we want the body to have a background color of yellow. And when I save this and I refresh my page, the background color is yellow for tablet size, and by the time we go down to mobile device, it goes back to white. So you can do a lot of things with the different kind of devices using media query. So this is how we develop our sites for mobile responsiveness. Always make sure you use mobile first design by specifying min width instead of max width, and leaving the styles outside the media rule for mobile device presentation. So we have the width is 100%. In the case where we do not want the style to be mobile first, we are not going to put this outside of the rule. We are going to change this to max width and put that style in here. So this is where we end this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to look further at advanced CSS topics. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson.